Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how goes it? I'm Hybris, and welcome to my first World of Tanks video on the YouTubes. So let's get into it. I'm M48 Patton, we're on steps, and the main reason I wanted to show this video in particular is because I use a bit of a funky position, which I don't see used that often, so I figured why not share it. Maybe somebody can get some use out of it. So we're playing down on the east side of the map, down the zero line, and rather than push on, because frankly I don't think it's the best idea in a pattern, particularly in a 3RT game, I'm going to peek up on this ridge and I'm going to knock a couple of trees down, and you have a surprisingly wide field of fire from this position. You can spot the heavies going down to the lower side of the map, as we are about to see with this FE, and I think we give him one on the side of the turret. So you can spot those guys going down there and maybe get a couple of shots in early, which is nice. But you actually have quite a few options in terms of what you can hit. So you will see a little bit later, you can actually hit these guys. What you can see right there, I had a slight angle on the FV as he's trying to crest over the ridge to hit R277. And this position in a tank like the Patton, which is probably best used as a sort of a second line support tank, I guess, early in the game, is really useful, because not only can you hit a lot, but you can spot a lot as well. I mean, if we look at kind of the fields of fire we've got here, we can hit these guys if they really want to overpeak this corner. If anybody gets spotted up on this hill, we can hit them as well. We can hit people playing over here, and if anybody wants to make an aggressive push down here or try and take this rock, we can get a shot on them. And probably more importantly, considering what we've got behind us, we can spot them. So the Jagdpanzer is going to peek out and take a casual 948 from our FV, who is camping very nicely back here. Or maybe it was the gorilla that hit him, I don't know. It could have been either. Maybe it was both. Lucky guy. So we're just holding our position here, and there are a couple of things that I would say you kind of want to have to be able to play this position at least comfortably or safely. And the first of those is a poor meatball like R277 here, who's taking one for the team. He's up ahead, he's getting artied to within an inch of his life, or not quite, but pretty soon I think he will be. But the thing that he's doing is he's letting us know what is playing that corner and what wants to, you know, play this side. If he's not there, we can spot tanks that want to push round. You'll see as in a moment that I spot people who come around that corner from here. But it is possible for them to get round, at least I think, without being spotted. And before you know it, you could have 4 or 5 tanks on top of you, which is not the best position to be in, right? So you want somebody up ahead to give you some vision. There we go. We spot the E5 coming over, and if I was a little bit more ready, I probably would have been able to give him one in the top of his turret as he comes down the slight slope. But he gets across safely. But considering what I've got behind us, somehow we managed to bounce the 140, which is pretty unfortunate. You know, I'm not too worried at the moment. I am the front line now, which is a little bit of a unnerving position to be in here, especially with 3 tier 10 tanks with fairly respectable DPM in front of you. But we've got the FV playing down in the stream, river, whatever you want to call it. We've got the E4 up on the hill, and we've got our wonderful Artie, who's obviously going to give people a few if they can. He's managed to miss the 140 this time. Unfortunately, I started heading back down just in case the E5 had spotted me, and then I realised the 140 was coming out and nobody was hanging around to take a shot at me, which made me think I probably wasn't spotted. So I tried to come back up, snap the 140, and unfortunately we miss. But as I try and do that, I get spotted. Now the 140 is close enough at that time that he's going to spot me when I fire through these bushes. It doesn't really matter that there's these bushes blocking the line of sight. In fact, there probably isn't actually any there. The E5s probably can see through those trees. But I don't think he spots me until I fire. But I spot him when he crests, which is obviously an advantageous position to be in, because you get the first shot and you can try and get the hell out of dodge before whatever's waiting will hit you. So again, we're not spotted. We give the bat one as he's crossing, and we drop straight back down, because obviously we know we're going to be spotted there. And I'm just sitting here, I'm just cresting up, I'm keeping people spotted. I know we've got tanks and TDs and RT behind us that are going to whittle these guys down, and I'm in a fairly safe position. apart from if Mr. 5A wants to come around this corner. Now, luckily, and I was aware of this, we still have the TDs, particularly the FV down on the corner, and he's going to spot people that try and come around that corner before they can get a shot on me. So I'm comfortable I can fall back into a position where I can either dodge a shot as we peek up and give the bat another one and get one in return from the E5. Luckily he low rolls slightly, which means we don't take too much for that. But anyway, what I was saying is, you know, I know that these guys can't get free shots on me before I know about it. They can't peek on me without me seeing them coming. So anyway, at this point in the game, 6-4, it's time to make a little bit of pressure. We're starting to get a tank advantage, and I'm comfortable that we've whittled down some hit points enough that I can start playing a bit more aggressively and getting a few more shots in. So we bounce the WZ with APCR, we load some heat, and we managed to miss. Gun handling, although is incredible on this tank, is not treating me all that well this game. And we're going to have a little bit of a hold down brawl with the 5A. Now the Patton's got some fairly decent turret armor, but it's not going to withstand 340 heat very reliably. So that was not too much of a surprise that he managed to pen me there. At this point I'm just sort of thinking, team, are we going to go? Come on, it's they haven't got much here, and the E4 kindly obliges and goes to give the 5A a nice 750 damage cuddle, although he managed to bounce him there, which was a bit unfortunate. So the E5 peeks out, we give him one of the cupola, and now we're going to give our E4 a hand as Artie says hi, and hit this 5A in his cupola a couple of times, get a bit more damage, and at this point it's 10-4, 11-4, the game is pretty much over. So let's speed it up a little bit because I don't think anything too much more eventful happens here. But anyway, I wanted to showcase that position. As you can see, if you're on that flank and your team is not playing aggressively, or even if they start losing, you can get quite a lot of usage out of it, especially if you've got some TDs at the back who are able to put some good fire out, and obviously 3 RTs helps in terms of assistance damage. And yeah, about that, by the way. Thanks RNG. Wasn't very kind this game. But yeah, consider using it. Try it out, especially if you're in a tank that you don't want to get too aggressive in. You know, if you're maybe mid or bottom tier, you don't want to push up and start brawling with the heavies that might be playing there, then try it. You might be surprised with how much you can get from there. So anyway guys, a bit of a short one this one, but thanks for watching if you're still here. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, whatever the hell you do on YouTube these days, and hopefully see you soon. Cheers.